Started. Hey everyone, welcome. Thank you for coming. Happy New Year, healthier you, new year, healthier you. We are excited to share with you today a bunch of tips about how to incorporate plant-based wellness into your lifestyle to help you achieve your health and happiness goals and hopefully save a little money along the way. I am going to be sharing some slides as we go along. I'm just looking at this, trying to share. Okay, yay. Hopefully everyone can see that. And I have the chat box up. So if you have questions as we go along, feel free to put them in the chat box. And in fact, I'm going to be asking some questions, so you can put them in the chat as well. Yeah, so we'll get started. So who on the phone loves the feeling of being on vacation when you're relaxed?
I do.
And when you feel like the bills and laundry are far away and you can forget about all of the stuff at home. And that's part of the goal of this. This is about creating a relaxed spa-like environment where you can look after yourself in the way that you know you should. A lot of us have New Year's resolutions at this time of year, whether it's to sleep better, reduce stress, have more confidence, weight management. So a lot of us have health goals, and this is a great time to be looking at them. So what we're going to do today is go through a little highlight of the background of oils and then how you can use them. I'll introduce myself first. My name's Laura Beer. I came to the U.S. 18 years ago now, so a while ago. And I grew up with my mom putting tea tree oil on my knees. And in Australia, there's tea tree cream, there's tea tree everything. So while we weren't really into oils, you know, we were exposed to them. And it was really when I got to the US and I had my daughter that I really got into oils. My daughter was less than 9 months old, and she got pink eye, you know, conjunctivitis, and I took her to the doctor, and the doctor had been busy all summer long treating kids with swimmer's ear and was in a rush. And I took the script that she wrote me to the pharmacy, and the pharmacist filled it out and didn't catch the mismatch. And I took it home, the prescription, and laid my baby girl down on the dining table and was about to put eardrops in her eyes. And I would have burned her eyes.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And it was like a wake-up moment. It was like, I still get goosebumps talking about it. It was like one of those moments when I knew things had to change. You know, I couldn't become a doctor, but what I committed to doing was doing everything I could to keep us out of the doctor's office. So staying as healthy as we can by doing everything as naturally as we could, eating more fruits and vegetables, more organic food, getting rid of toxic cleaners in our household. And so gradually over the years, we changed out all the products in our home, and I ended up writing a green blog. All my friends were asking me for advice, so I wrote a green blog, and at one point it was one of the top 10 green blogs in San Diego. And I truly loved it, and I had friends asking me to try different oils. I was a blogger, so people would send me samples of things, so I got to try lots of things. And I had this one friend who kept asking me to try Young Living essential oils, and she kept saying, try it. And I was like, no, I got my grocery store oils. And she's like, no, try it. And I said, no, I'm good. And you know, the more that someone pushes you, the more you resist. And eventually she convinced me. And of course she was right. Like, there was just a world of difference from the oils that I had been using from the grocery store. And yeah, and so just I thought I would just be a customer. And a couple months later, I again had friends asking me for advice, and I became an accidental business person. And now it's grown to the point where last year I left my corporate job and I'm now doing this full time. So It was a big transition. But that's my background and how I got here. So normally I would go around and get you all to introduce yourselves and talk about some of your health goals. But since we're online, I'm going to have you like put in the chat box maybe how long you've been using essential oils, where you're from, and if you have any health goals you want me to cover, health goals or happiness. So while you put that in the chat, I'll give you a little bit of background. Essential oils have been used for thousands of years. They're mentioned over 1,100 times in the Bible, and they have been, oh, hold on, I'll write a chat so you guys all have it. Here's the box. So as I said, mentioned over 1,100 times in the Bible, used for thousands of years. They've been found in the Egyptian tombs, lots of evidence of them in early human history. And what's interesting is actually at the time of the Bible stories, frankincense, one of the most famous essential oils, frankincense and myrrh, frankincense was worth more per ounce than gold because of its healing properties. So it's got a really amazing history. And because of that, you know, a lot of these oils have been used for hundreds and hundreds of years and have been used, we now synthesize them because of their healing properties. Oils can be taken from all parts of the plant. They can come from the leaves, like peppermint. They can come from the root, like ginger. They can come from the bark or the sap, from like frankincense. They can even come, like some plants, like pine, they just take the whole tree and chip it and distill it. So they can come from different parts of the plants. And we have some unique plants that actually create different essential oils. If you take an orange tree, for example, we get neroli from the orange blossoms and orange oil from the rind of the fruit. So yeah, we get oils from all different parts of the plant. Essential oils are what the plant uses to protect itself from predators. Ward off predators, and to heal itself if it gets cut. So you can see examples of, like, if you crush a leaf, you might see the smell more strongly, and that's the essential oils coming out. Or some plants, if you brush by them and they think it's a predator, someone about to eat them, then they'll give off essential oils. So similarly to plants protecting itself and healing itself, we can do the same with essential oils. Essential oils, there are different oils that protect your entire body system. So your respiratory system, your digestive system, your endocrine system, which is your hormones, your musculoskeletal system, your skin and hair and eyes. They're really popular in use for sleep management, weight management, stress management. We even use them for cleaning, and a lot of the more popular oils you will know of from cleaning products in the smell of, like, pine sol. Even though pine sol is called pine sol, it's actually eucalyptus that was originally in it, and now of course it's synthesized. So thanks everyone for adding comments in the chat box. I'll make sure I cover those things as we go along. So sleep, stress, weight management is so popular this time of the year. New Year's resolutions for many, many, many people. So I will go along on my little slides. You can all see the slides, I believe. Okay, welcome. So this first page, I kind of covered most of this. No, oils are not a fad. They've been around for thousands of years. It's not just oils, it's oil-infused products. So we have a lot of oil-infused products that are a really great natural alternative to products that have synthetic fragrances and synthetic products, ingredients in them. So we'll go into more of that and why these ones are better than others. If you're buying essential oils, here's some things you want to talk to, you want to ask about. Young Living has its own farms, so we get to pick product at the peak of its essential oils before it gets too old, but just when it's right. And a great example of that is our jasmine oil. If you guys have ever been outside at dusk, you can smell jasmine plants and it wafts, you know, through the air. Yet you could have stood in the same spot during the day at lunchtime and not smelt that smell. And that's because during the heat of the day, the oils retract from the jasmine blossoms back into the plant. And so Young Living actually uses temperature, to the outside ambient temperature, to decide how to harvest that day. And so normally they stop harvesting around 10 a.m. in the morning for jasmine. It's a great example of how we can go to extra steps because we have our own farms and partner farms that other manufacturers can't. They're just buying oils in the mass market, or if you're lucky, maybe they're buying herbs in the mass market. All of our plants are managed organically. They're hand weeded. The soil has been organically managed for over 50 years in order for us to buy land that we would use for farming. And so we do a lot of amazing testing, as I said, micro testing, micro distillation in the fields to decide the optimal time to distill that. And we use steam-based distillation and first distillation. And the reason why that's important is multifaceted. So the first bit is that it's steam distillation. So if you think of, a lot of people say they're sensitive to perfumes. And typically what I have found is that it's not actually that they're sensitive to perfumes, it's sensitivity to the chemicals that they use to extract those perfume fragrances. So one of the farms that I visited, it was a partner farm, and the farmer that I was talking to, he had said that he had a French perfume company wanting to buy the product that he had already distilled for essential oils. He'd already steam distilled it, but they were trying to buy the leftovers and using hexane to get out the remaining oil. It's super, super, super efficient to use hexane, but that's what a lot of people are sensitive to. That's how they can make it so cheaply, but it doesn't make it good for you. That's where a lot of these fragrance sensitivities come from. And that's even if they really are using plant-based fragrances. Often it's just created in a lab. And the second part that's important about steam distillation is it being first distillation. So for first distillation, what's really important is, think of it like brewing a pot of coffee. You've got a coffee filter and coffee grinds in there, and the first pot of coffee you make is amazing. It's got all of these beautiful floral notes and it's lovely. If you make a second pot using those same grounds, it's going to be less balanced. If you make a third pot, you'll get like lots of bitter flavor. And so that's the same with essential oils. Those delicate first notes get burnt off very quickly. And so many companies will use multiple distillations, between 5 and 16 distillations. And then what they'll do is they'll mix all the distillations together. So you might get a tiny bit of batch one and the good stuff, but for the most part, you're getting this watered down, uneven, harsh notes of the product. And so first distillation is another thing that you would look for in a premium essential oil brand. Yeah, so that's it on that page. And as I mentioned, we have our own partner farms. I was lucky enough to get to go to Whispering Springs Farm in Mona, Utah. I've also been to the Sandalwood Restoration Project in the Big Island of Hawaii. And just this summer, I got to go to the Outback Botanic Reserve in Darwin, Australia. So I'm super lucky. What's amazing about all of our farms is they're open to the public. And that level of transparency is really what gives you confidence in the quality, because you get to walk around and you see the farmers out there weeding by hand, and you get to ask them what it's like to work for a company such as this, and you know how well they're treated, etc. So I really encourage you to go take a look, particularly at Whispering Springs in Mona. They've got a beautiful visitor center. They've got a lot of beautiful Percheron horses there. It's a pretty area to tour. So if ever you're going through, that's a great place to stop. Next, oops. Here we go, is the Young Living Foundation. Part of Young Living's sort of philosophy, we call it wellness, purpose, and abundance. And the wellness is clearly the essential oils. The purpose is this Young Living Foundation, and the abundance is our compensation plan. But the foundation is really special to me. Many of you know that I've been to Nepal with the Young Living Foundation on 2 trips, and it's actually my 3rd coming up at the end of this month. And it's amazing, but any member can participate. You don't have to hit any certain rank or be anyone special. Anyone can participate and apply to go on the trips, and it's a really special experience. So I really want to encourage people to participate in this, and a great way to participate is just to round up, as they have here. You can round up your orders and it'll just add whatever cents to the nearest dollar onto your order. And it really does make a difference. Young Living pays 100% of the administrative costs. So every single penny you donate goes directly to those causes. And rather than them creating lots of framework in every area, they partner with local organizations on the ground that are particularly specialized and capable for handling the situations in those places. So it's a very smart model for them to use. So let's talk about the 3 ways that we use essential oils. All right, the first and probably the most popular, because it's so intuitive, is topical. You got a sore knee, knee. You got a sore knee, you put oils on your knee. You got a sore elbow, you put oils on your elbow, right? So topical use is really popular because it is so intuitive. It's very easy to work out. You can direct add oils to the location that you want. What we really recommend, though, is that you dilute them. Diluting them has multiple benefits. And so when we talk about dilution, it's a little bit of a confusing concept. So I'll go into a bit of detail. When we talk about diluting them, it's not with water. So if I had a piece of paper like this and I put a drop of water on here, I would get a wet ring that evaporates. If I put a drop of oil on here, I would get a greasy ring that stays. So essential oils are actually much more like the wet ring. They would evaporate quite quickly, and that's how we get the strong smell. That's them evaporating, right? So what we do is we mix them with a fatty oil or a carrier oil so that it lasts longer and doesn't evaporate so quickly. It's got 3 benefits mixing them with a carrier oil. It doesn't evaporate so quickly, as I just described, but also there's lots of fat cells underneath the skin, and so it helps it better assimilate with your skin. Not only that, it gives you a larger volume of product, so that volume can be spread over a larger area, so you're not using as much essential oil. And so even though we're saying dilute them, it actually makes them to some extent more concentrated and more intense because they don't evaporate as so fast. They assimilate with your body better, so you actually absorb more of it and use more of it. So it's actually a great way to save money and get more impact from your oils. So some of the oils will say on them, dilution not necessary except for the most sensitive skin, and that's what the phrase says. But even for those, we recommend that you do so that you get those extra benefits so that I just described. So that's topical use. Any questions as we go along? I'll keep going. The next one is diffusing or aromatic use. And one of the most common ways is in a diffuser. As you can see back here, I have the Lantern diffuser going on my desk. The Lantern diffuser is a really great one. It does not come in a starter kit, but The inside of the lantern diffuser is exactly the same as the one I'm sharing on my screen, which is the Desert Mist. So that's a great option for people to use. And actually, I realized that the slide that had the starter kits on it is somehow out of order or not in here. We should have gone over that. Hopefully it's coming up momentarily. But so the starter kit, there is a starter kit that has this Desert Mist that has the same features and functionality as the one behind me. And if you're curious, today in my diffuser, I have lemongrass and Ula Field diffusing, and it's a very, very pretty blend. So aromatic use, as I said, in the diffuser is a really popular way. If you're talking about diffusers, there's a couple of important differentiators. Again, you can buy cheap diffusers at many, many retailers, but what you want to be looking for is a diffuser that's made with the equivalent of medical grade plastic. Just like, have you guys ever put a Tupperware in the dishwasher and you get those pits in the plastic or it gets cloudy? That's from the oil reacting with the plastic, and many, many plastics are susceptible to reactions with oils, and that's why as many of the cheaper diffusers are not good for you, because you end up inhaling those plastic particles as they're reacting with the oil, which you don't want. The whole point of investing in essential oils is to do good for your health. You definitely don't want to be inhaling plastic particles. So buy a good quality diffuser. If that's one piece of advice, that's what I would give you. Buy a good quality diffuser. So we talked about diffusing with an ultrasonic diffuser, and you want to make sure it's ultrasonic, which means there's a plate in it that vibrates really fast and vibrates ultrasonically, and then it creates mist, not steam. The ones that heat the oils to create steam, you actually lose a lot of the therapeutic benefits from the oils with that heat. So you want to make sure you're using an ultrasonic diffuser as well. Alternatives to using a diffuser to use them aromatically is literally just taking the lid off and sniffing it out of a bottle. And I always have oils like next to my computer that I can take the lid off and smell throughout the day if I need a little boost. I know at 4 o'clock I often feel like another cup of coffee or another tea, and I know I shouldn't. So I'll have a peppermint there that I can smell or put on my temples. So inhaling them just directly, but also you could put them in your palms and activate it and breathe. Or like I'm doing now, you can wear diffuser jewelry. So this necklace has a lava bead inside the little locket, and it gives off the scent of essential oils throughout the day. There's a lot of different diffuser jewelry that includes lockets that have felt pads in them, or leather that you can put oils on the back of. So diffuser jewelry has lots of options as well, and you can see some great recipes there that you can use. The third and probably least common way of using oils is internally. And the reason why it's least common is because actually very, very few oils in the US are labeled for
kind of weird.
The vast majority of oils that are available on the US market are will be labeled either for external use only, or they might even just say not for topical use, like you can really only use them aromatically. And that gives you a sense of how poorly the quality of these are if you can't even put them on your skin. So whether you choose to use them internally or not, it's great to know that these are of a quality that you can, because it really speaks to the fact that they are that the highest level of quality that's available. And so ways that people might use them internally are capsules. As you can see in this photo, you can buy empty capsules and put a couple of drops in, and we have a couple of capsule recipes shown there. Another really popular way is to put them in water, either cool water in a glass or warm water in a mug. You just want to make sure that you're using glass and not plastic cups. So lots of great options there. And some people actually will mix it in with food, particularly for pets. That's a great option for being able to do that. Or cooking, you know, we actually use them in salad dressings where you want a lot of flavor in a concentrated manner. So for salad dressings and marinades, it's another great option. And here's the starter kit slide. They got out of order. So the starter kit is what I'm going to be going through today, and all the oils in the starter kit. This is the way that most people start their journey with a Young Living, largely because this is such an amazing collection of oils that really do go together to support your digestive system, your respiratory system. There's ones for relaxation and stress management. There's ones for weight and skin, and grounding. So there's a lot of great oils in there, and we'll go through each of them. But the really cool bit is you get to customize your kit with the diffuser of your choice. And so I actually have all of these diffusers, and I've gotten to try them out, so I can tell you about their pros and cons. The Aria, this one, is probably the Mac Daddy of diffusers. It's gorgeous. It comes with a remote, so you can turn it on and off from bed. It comes with built-in nature sounds. It has, actually you can plug your phone into it and use it as a speaker. It's beautiful wood and glass. It's like stunning. It's so beautiful. And so this one, the Aria, with the 11 oils that come in the starter kit that we're about to go through, and some travel bottles and Thieves Cleaner and other bonus products, it's $260. A lot of the next one is the Rainstone, and a lot of people like that. Similarly, it's got a remote control. The benefit of this one is very different styling, but it's got a negative ionizer, and particularly people who are sensitive to dust and dander and things in the air, this can be a great option for clearing the air with that negative ionizer, and that one's $205. And the next two, the Desert Mist, this is the one that I actually recommend to most people, unless you have a particular preference about styling. For the price point, this is such a bargain. It does not have a remote, but it goes for 8 hours. It's got 11 different light settings, including a really pretty candlelight setting. You can change colors, or you can have different individual colors, or you can have it cycle through. It's just really, really, really pretty, and it's only $160, so it's a great deal. The Dewdrop is also $160, but it only goes for 4 hours. So as I said, unless you've got a particular preference for the styling, I always have people go for the Desert Mist. Okay, so now we get to talk about the individual oils, my favorite part. If you were here, I would be handing around the oils so you could smell them. So right now you're just going to have to deal with my description of the smell. But what's interesting about Young Living lavender is when you open that bottle, you'll smell that it just doesn't have that big heady lavender rush like a lot of commercial lavender products. If you've ever bought like body wash or shampoo or bath salts that are lavender, often they'll have this giant lavender scent and be very overwhelming. This is much more mild, and the reason for that is the vast majority of lavender sold in the US is lavandin, which is a hybridized lavender, which has very high levels of camphor, which makes it evaporate quickly, which gives you that big, strong smell. Lavandula angustifolia, or true lavender, is much lower in camphor, so therefore much milder. It doesn't evaporate as quickly, but that actually means it stays on your skin and is a lot more gentle. And when you look at this list of benefits, you'll see so many of them are skin related. So we have skin here, lashes and hair, lips, dandruff, and that is not true of oils made with lavandin. So that's a really great example of the differentiator between using a premium product and something else. So you can do amazing things. Everyone knows lavender is great for rest and relaxation, but as I said, this one is great for skin and hair as well. The next one is Panaway. What's really cool about Panaway is people smell it and they often recognize the smell straight away. They'll tell me that it smells like an icy hot patch, or it'll smell like Bengay or Tiger Balm, something like that. And that's because of the wintergreen in it. The wintergreen is really the predominant smell you get, but that's also what gives it that icy hot feeling when it goes on. It goes on cool and you feel that menthol soothing your muscles, and then it warms up and really is great for relaxing tired muscles. And you can see in this list that great for occasional aches and pains, great for occasional head tension. Put it on your temples or on the back of your neck. You can do a massage with it, which is just, you know, so comforting and soothing, or even for a chest rub to open up your respiratory channels. That wintergreen is really great because it's high in menthol. So that's Panaway. The next one that comes in the starter kit is peppermint. Peppermint is amazing for digestion. I think, you know, all of us have heard, like, if you had an upset tummy, your mom would say, have a cup of peppermint tea. So it's great for digestion, great for fresh breath and flavoring. This one is labeled as one of our vitality oils, so you know you're able to take it internally. So it's another great one. What my big tip, what I love to do with peppermint, is to put it in box brownie mix. You can just get box brownie mix and add 10 to 15 drops of peppermint essential oil, and it makes it taste like chocolate brownies. And they totally taste homemade. They taste custom. Everyone loves them. I had one of my friends like literally ate half a batch. He was like in love with them. So that's a great, great way to use peppermint in your cooking, but also for benefits such as, you know, occasional nausea and motion sickness. If I've been working on my phone too much in the car, that definitely helps to rub it on my tummy or press it on my thumb on the roof of my mouth. This next oil, lemon, lemon just smells so fresh. It literally smells just like a squeezed lemon. It's got the benefit of not having the acidity of lemon juice. So if you've got sensitive teeth or you're trying to look after your teeth enamel, this is a great option for putting in your water. You can, again, remember to use a glass, not a plastic cup. Lemon is great for heartburn, for mental clarity. It's very uplifting scent. You guys know sort of how fresh and happy that smell of lemon is. Great for, everyone's got, on here it says gum grease. So gum grease and crayons, you know, everyone's got a sticky cabinet above the microwave where it seems like it just never gets clean. This is great. Put some of the lemon on a cloth and wipe it over, and it will really break that up. So lemon is like a powerhouse. When I bought my starter kit, that was the first oil that I actually finished up the bottle of. Citrus Fresh is another great option. It's actually a really, really nice blend of spearmint plus some citrus oils. It's got tangerine, mandarin, and grapefruit, I think. It's a beautiful blend, very fresh because of the mint and the citrus, which makes it great for freshening up the air. So for this one, what I like to do is put it on some cotton balls in the bottom of my trash can. I'll put it on some cotton balls in a handbag, leather handbags that I don't use particularly often, that are occasional bags that you don't want to go musty. Great for putting in the toes of sports shoes. My teenage son has like stinky feet, so I put it in there, in his gym bag, in my husband's fishing gear. This is just a great option for anything where you want to freshen it up. And a really great option, as this last one says, is to put it on some dryer balls in your laundry. Those organic woolen dryer balls are amazing for making your dryer more efficient, and it really adds a very pretty fresh scent to your laundry. Copaiba. This one has a much milder scent than all the other ones that we've talked about so far. It's got a touch of spiciness to it, but very, very mild. This one, like frankincense, is actually distilled from the sap of the tree, and it comes from South America, as it says here. It's Copaiba. We put the emphasis on the E. It is great. All the items that are listed here relate to digestive support and throat support, which is what it had been traditionally used as, but the vast majority of my customers actually use it for joint and ligament support. It's amazing for those occasional aches and pains in your joints. I have one girlfriend who will take 2 drops each day with her last sip of coffee in the morning, and has found great results with that. I've used it myself to take internally, and it's been really, really great. And again, it's labeled for vitality, so you know you can take it internally. And it's a great one. You can also add it to your Ningxia Red, which is a lovely combination with the antioxidants and then the Copaiba. Stress Away. This one is one of the few Young Living oil blends that has vanilla in it. Technically, vanilla is not an essential oil. It's an extract or an absolute, but it is a very pretty, comforting scent. We all have, those recollections of baking and vanilla scent, and there's lots of studies done on the calming impact of vanilla. So this combines vanilla with lime and Copaiba, and it's a really, really, really pretty blend. A lot of people like using this. There's not too much to say about it. Stress Away. It does what it says. But you can add it to your bath. I love adding it to some Epsom salts. If you're putting it in a bath, my tip is don't put in the salts in the bath water and then the oils, because they'll float on the top. Get your cup of Epsom salts, put your oils on the salts, and then put them in, and it helps the oils disperse into the water much more easily. So that's a great way to do it. Thieves. This one has a great story behind the name. Funny name, great story. So I will tell you the story before I tell you the ingredients, so you know. But the legend of the thieves comes from Paris, France in the 1600s, where they had cordoned off areas of Paris where they were dead and dying, so that people didn't go in there because they didn't really understand how it was being spread. And they had these robbers who were going throughout that area and robbing from the dead and dying. And eventually they got caught. And in exchange for a more lenient sentence, the judge said, "Tell us how you were able to go in there and not catch the plague." And so the legend goes, they had anointed themselves with rosemary, clove, lemon, and cinnamon, which are all very common to that area. And then to the traditional recipe, Young Living adds eucalyptus, and we all know what amazing properties eucalyptus has. And so that's the combination that you smell in here. It smells like Christmas, like the cloves and the lemon. It just smells very beautiful, but it's amazing for immune support. You can take it internally. As we pointed out, it's got that vitality label, so it's lovely to take in a cup of tea to drink. You can also rub thieves on the bottom of your feet to support your immune system. We've got a lot of pores on the bottom of our feet, but no hair follicles, so it's a great way to get oils throughout your whole body. You can also use it for oral care, for a gargle. You can use it for cleaning. It's just a really great all-round oil. And you'll see Young Living actually has an entire product line based on thieves. That's the power of thieves. It's a really, really, really good one. Okay, frankincense. So we talked about this in the beginning and how valuable it was during the time of the Bible stories. So frankincense is great and has been used for many hundreds of years for meditation, prayer, spiritual purposes. And in fact, if you look at the end, if you take the frank off the front, the last part of the word is incense, and this is where the first incense came from. It was frankincense, and so it's often burned in the Catholic Church, and so a lot of people find this smell very familiar and very comforting. A lot of incense sticks are made with frankincense, or you see them swinging those big incense burners. And so it was used for those purposes with a reason. It is very grounding. It is great for concentration and that feeling of groundedness, great for prayer, meditation, etc. But in addition to those traditional purposes, it's also great for your skin. So we have a lot of skincare products that are infused with frankincense. And as many of you know, I'm a busy mom. I don't have a lot of time, and I often forget to use my oils. So a great way to remember using your oils is to pre-mix them. So for example, with frankincense, I put about 10 to 15 drops per ounce of my daily sunscreen, my daily facial cream, and I stir them in so that every day I'm putting it on and I'm not having to remember another step. So where there's things like that you can incorporate your oils into your existing products, you're going to find huge benefits because you're using them consistently. So another great option is to do that with lavender in your conditioner, or, you know, rosemary, thyme, and cedarwood in your shampoo, lavender in your mascara. So incorporating oils into products that you're already using is a great way to make them work in your lifestyle. Digize is this next one. I wish I could pass these around. Digize has such an interesting smell. It's got notes of fennel. It's got patchouli. I love passing it around and asking people what they smell because they all smell something different. It's got ginger, tarragon, patchouli, fennel, as I said, like peppermint. Everything your mom ever told you was good for your tummy is in this.
I smell chocolate.
Oh, really? No chocolate?
I don't know why.
It's a really interesting hodgepodge of oils, but it works amazingly. It's good for too much elimination. It's good for not enough elimination. It really helps anything with your digestive system. You can take it in a capsule. My kids will take it on a teaspoon of honey, which is a great way to take it. And then we also have Digize that you can rub on your tummy directly or make a roller with. And it's super, super, super easy and highly effective. I take it with me when I travel to Nepal, which is amazing to be in a third world country with very different cleanliness standards to what we're used to here. And to not have problems with your digestive system is just such a relief when you're traveling. The next is Raven. This one is amazing. I love that it says, for people that want to breathe. I think that's all of us. This one is great for your respiratory system. It's great to put in the diffuser for people that make noise when they sleep at night. A lot of us love it for sleep because it really opens up that those airways so you get deep sleep. Also great for working out. I have a girlfriend who puts it on her chest before she goes running, and she swears she can run a mile further when she's got this on. She swears it's like altitude training. So really great as a chest rub or in your bath or in the diffuser. It's a very popular one. And again, when you smell it, it smells like some over-the-counter products that we're familiar with, that you that you would love using. And so it's really fun to be able to compare to things that you might already know. So that's all the 11 oils that are in the starter kit. What's really great about the model for Young Living is that they make it so accessible for everyone. If you buy a premium starter kit, it comes with a wholesale membership included. And this isn't like a Costco membership where you have to buy it every year. It is a wholesale membership like Costco, but you pay once, and then once you've paid for that, it's a lifetime discount. So that's a really great deal to get that discount on all future purchases. And then you have the option of signing up for a monthly box, Essential Rewards, we call that, or ER. And this is something that most people choose to do because it just makes sense. In order for your oils to really be effective, you want to be using them consistently. And you want to have a couple of months where you can switch out products in your home and try out new ones. Just sort of like going to the gym one day isn't going to transform your life. It's the same thing with oils. Like, you want to be using them consistently to see those really big benefits. And so Essential Rewards helps you do that more effectively because you're getting reduced shipping, you get points back towards free product, and there's a lot of great benefits. I'll go over them more in a moment. The other thing that you get is free product. So we have different tiers of free product each month. At 100 PV, people on ER get a bonus oil, which again is another incentive for being on ER. But then at 190 and 250 and 300, there's more products and oils that they include as bonuses each month, which is a really fun way to try new things that you might not have otherwise tried. You can make DIY projects with them and really save a lot of money. We have Diane in this group is the best DIYer. She has amazing ideas and she just does it so well. And that's a great way to use essential oils to create your own plant-based natural products without spending a fortune on, high-end custom, made different products. So you can really, really get a lot of value from those DIY things. Or you have the convenience of buying them pre-made. And that's what's great about Young Living is you have both options. And then if you choose to share with friends, Young Living is a referral-based business, so then you can get either account credit or commission for yourself to spend on oil. So it's a pretty good deal. So here's the details about Essential Rewards. It's a bit of detail, but if I don't go into it, you're gonna hate me later. So in months 1 through 3, you get 10% back in free points. In months 4 through 24, you get 20% back. And after 24 months, you're getting 25% back. And if you remember from the previous slide, by having a wholesale discount, you're getting 24% off. So between that 24% off and the 25% back in free product, that's like 49% off. That's effectively half price. I mean, this is a really amazing deal. So Young Living really does do a very good job of recognizing its consistent customers, and you get to benefit from that. Young Living's, the Essential Rewards is free to join, no commitment. You can cancel at any time, and it's not like leaving the gym where they give you a hard time. And you get free gifts at 3, 6, 9, and 12 months, and then every 12 months after that. So it's pretty awesome. It's definitely a good deal, and most people do choose to do that. There's some testimonials on Essential Rewards, and here's some information about if you do refer people, how the business side of it can work. So definitely ask me if you're interested in earning a little bit of pocket money on the side. This is a list of oily supplies that we have for people, and I actually have an Amazon shopping link that I'll put in the comments that you can use to get these empty capsules, roller bottles. These are all things that we mentioned throughout the class, and this is like an idea of the amazing support that you get when you join our team, because we have all of these resources in place. So it's not like you're going to buy your kit and then not know what to do with it. We have so many things, including this lookbook that we've gone through a few slides of today. We have a hard copy of this that we can give you, so you really get started on the right foot. So I want to say thank you to you guys for coming. Whether you came today with an idea that you were going to make your living room smell pretty, or maybe you came with the idea that, you know, you might work out how to sleep a little better or something like that. Whatever the reason is, I'm glad you did. And I hope you're leaving feeling a bit more empowered. You just heard me talk passionately about oils for 45 minutes, and there's a reason. There's a reason why I am so passionate about sharing about this. The American Cancer Society estimates that only 5 to 10% of cancers come from genetic causes. And that's a really small number. So what that means is that 90 to 95% are from environmental causes. That number is horrifying. 90 to 95% of cancers from our environment. So as horrifying as that number is, the good news is that it means it's in our control. We get to choose what we bring into our homes. We get to choose what we put in our bodies. We get to choose what we put on our bodies. And that should make us feel empowered. So that's my hope for you today, is that you leave here feeling like you have some choice in what you bring into your home, that you have some knowledge about what are some of the right steps that you can take going forward for you and your family. And I hope that we will be able to be here to help you on your journey. So thank you to everyone for tuning in today. I hope you all feel like you learned something. It's really been my pleasure to have you here and share all of this information. So I guess we'll wrap up. If there's any questions, let me know. I see you shaking and smiling. I'm going to stop the recording so that we can take some questions from people. But I want to, again, thank you for coming, and feel free to contact me if you've got any questions. Have a great night, everyone.